Hey everybody, Dominic Castro, North Shore Sports Desk. What's going on? Brought to you by Phil and Corey Sports World and the Cape Ann Savings Bank. We're going to have our Cape Ann Savings Bank Student Athlete of the Week coming up. But first, take a look at what's going on at Phil and Corey Sports World, 184 Broadway, Saugus. We all know and love that as Route 1 South, Sports World, USA. Well, Will Campbell, autograph signing, how cool is that, from the Patriots, lineman, at Kowloon, a dual event Sunday, June 7th. Check it out. Sunday, June 7th. Get it on your calendar. Get down there and meet the rookie from last year. Looking to have a great second year with the Patriots this fall. But guess what? Will Campbell won't be the only one in attendance. Yeah, that's right. Look at that. The Sports World is inviting you to come down to, in addition to Will Campbell, to join them for signing public autographs with Tim Thomas, the 2011 Stanley Cup champion of the Boston Bruins. So Tim will be there Sunday, June 7th, 4 to 6 at the Kowloon Restaurant. Of course, 948 Broadway, Saugus. Fans will have the opportunity to meet the Conn Smythe Trophy winner to get autographs and take pictures. Don't miss your chance to meet one of the heroes of Boston's 2011 Stanley Cup championship team. On Sports World, 184 Broadway in Saugus, 781-233-7222. Facebook is a great way to follow them. And you can also email info@sportsworldauction.com.
I'm Marianne Smith, President of the Cape Ann Savings Bank. We are proud to sponsor the Cape Ann Savings Bank Student Athlete of the Year. Whether it's football, field hockey, tennis, soccer, or any other sport, when a student athlete strives for excellence, it inspires the whole community. The team at Cape Ann Savings Bank in Gloucester, Rockport, and Manchester by the Sea always give their best, and we're happy to honor the student athletes in good sports who do too.
Cape Ann Savings Bank, member FDIC, member DIF, equal housing lender.
Hey everybody, Dominic Castro, North Shore Sports Desk, here with our latest Cape Ann Savings Bank Student Athlete of the Week. We're going to Rockport this week, and Timothy Patrick playing boys tennis at the moment. What's going on, Timothy?
Nothing much. How about you?
Good, good. Congratulations. Big time award. You're in good company. Let's start with the Vikings spring season right now. Like, how are things going, and where do you fall in the lineup?
It's going pretty well right now. We have one win, which is starting off pretty good because last year had a rough season. We only had one returning player, and didn't even know if we were going to have a team. So kind of building off of that. This year, with, like I said, one win. I'm starting second singles, and we got two eighth graders in the lineup. So definitely some rebuild years. But yeah, we're starting off pretty strong.
Yeah, young team. Who was the win against?
I want to say Mystic Valley. Could be wrong, but I want to say Mystic Valley.
Do you remember if that's a team last year that had your number, or did you play them last year?
Last year, I remember they were very good. This year, we were able to get some good points off of them and come out with a win.
Yeah, nice. And how did you do in that one? Did you get a W for the Vikings?
No, I didn't get a W.
Come on, Tim. You didn't contribute to the win?
No. I'm still looking for my first win of the year. Yeah, me and first singles, they had some pretty strong hitters, but second doubles, first doubles, and third singles got the wins.
So the back end boys, they picked you. They picked you in number one. Who's number one for the team this year?
Van Knowlton. He's an eighth grader. He's amazing.
Wow. Yeah. Wow, an eighth grader rolling out in the number one spot. That's incredible.
Yeah.
So literally, he gets to go up against, literally the Cape Ann League's best of the best.
Yeah, we're in a really tough league. We got Manchester Essex, we got Hamilton Wenham, kids committing to D2, D3 schools. So, yeah, he's going up against really good players.
Oh, my goodness, I can imagine. And, and you at the number two spot, I feel like you're almost like playing number ones in disguise sometimes, because you just like that's the number two, maybe there'll be a number one on every other team except for theirs. Like so you're gonna absolutely have a grind day to day. Is that what's happening out there?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yep.
Yeah. What is your when things are clicking for Timothy Patrick on the tennis court, what is happening? What is working?
Well, I come from a background of soccer and hockey, so
Yeah.
as you can assume, like tennis is totally different than those. So I try to take my aspects from soccer and hockey, kind of like the grind mindset,
Yeah.
and just chase after the ball. If it's all the way to the right, I'm getting to that ball no matter what. So when everything clicks, I'm just sprinting around the court and I'm up at the net, being really aggressive and
Yeah.
trying to use my height and my reach to my advantage.
Yeah, and you're a righty, like a righty player.
Yes.
Basically the question is your forehand is a right-hander,
Yeah.
right-handed. Yeah. When I played Tim, I was a baseball guy, and I just kept the whole baseball thing intact. Like I was a rare, like I was a double fisted kind of guy. Like I hit it with two hands kind of thing. I can't control it with one hand. I mean, I don't know how you guys do that. I'm assuming you're one-handed. Most of the world is except for me.
Yeah, well, I hit with one hand. Our third singles actually does the same thing. He hits with two hands. He goes
Oh,
backhand, forehand, always two hands. He can't hit it
yeah,
with one. Yeah.
yeah. And you must be like, how do you do that? Like, how do
Yeah,
you
I
do
know. And
two
I'm
hands?
like, what's going on?
Yeah, it must look weird when I would play for people to watch, but yeah. Would you say you have a strength out there? I mean, you said speed is one. That's if that's a strength, that's amazing. Hitting the ball back. What's the stronger side for you? Forehand, backhand.
Definitely my forehand. Obviously, I hadn't played. I actually hadn't played tennis uh, since junior year, so it was a newer sport for me. So I was kind of behind on building up a strong forehand and backhand, but definitely my forehand has taken off. I'm starting to be able to hit down the line hard shots.
Yeah, nice. How about serve wise? Do you unload in that first serve, hope it goes in, or are you conservative?
Well, usually as the game goes on, I kind of in the first set. It's more of a warm up. I work on getting them in, but second set usually will start clicking for me, and I'll be able to hit a few aces.
Yeah. The Cape Ann League bless you guys with brand new tennis balls for every match, or do you use old dingy ones?
Every match, yeah, we start off with new tennis balls. Each team has their own specific, and they use different brands and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Does the ball wear down a little bit, lose a little bit of a hop by the end of the match?
it depends on the match.
Yeah.
If it's a short one, if I get crushed or if I crush somebody, then the ball you can't tell. But if you're playing like I played one match last year against Pentucket, and it went on for over 3 hours, and you could tell that the balls were a little
Yeah.
bit dead by the end.
Wow, that's a battle. So you battled with Pentucket number two to three sets, I'm imagining.
Yep.
Yeah. What happened in the third set? How did he overcome you? What happened?
Well, I actually did come out with the win for that one. That was
Oh,
last year. Yeah.
oh, last year. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a tough battle. Like it was also like 100 degrees out, so
Yeah.
we were sweating.
Was there one this year that you're like, I want that one back? You know?
Yeah, a few weeks ago, right before break, we played Amesbury, and Amesbury they have some pretty strong singles players,
Yeah.
and I played up against my singles player who he was very good. He had very strong hard hits. Volleys were really great, and he beat me in the first set like pretty he got a good amount of points off me, and then the second set I was down by like three, and then started to come back, and I worked my way back,
Yeah.
and we went into a tiebreaker, and then I won that tiebreaker, and then we went
Mm.
into the third set, and then we were like 2-2, neck and neck, and then I started slipping a few, and I should have just locked in and finished it out, but it
Yeah.
happens sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. And that tiebreaker for each set, is that like first one to 7 points or
Yeah, so if first one to 7 points. Sometimes if you play one set and then another set, and it's like both the sets were so long, you're tied 1-1, and you don't have enough time for a third set, you'll do sometimes tiebreaker to 7, sometimes tiebreaker to 10, win by two. So yeah, it's pretty
okay.
confusing.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just like the official decides on the fly. All right, we're going to 10, we're going to 7 or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not sure who decides on that, but if you want to decide on, oh, let's do another set or let's do a tiebreaker,
Yeah,
that's between the coaches and the players. Yeah, they
yeah.
all talk about it.
Do you call your own inbounds, outbounds kind of yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
honor code?
Sometimes, especially in doubles, it does get a little, oh,
Tens,
I thought
yeah.
that was in, no, that was out. But yeah, for the most part, I think our team does a good job being pretty respectful, and I think most of the teams in the Cal are
Yeah.
pretty good with it.
It's such a rare sport, right? Where, you have to kind of judge yourself. There's no one watching, at all times anyway. And you're like, that wouldn't happen in basketball. That was a foul. Like, you can't, you wouldn't control your own basketball stuff, or hockey like you play. But so it kind of stinks, you see something, oh man, that was in. Why did he call that out? Like it's just frustrating.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, tennis, we got a good sense of what's going on the court for you. Let's go backwards into hockey. What was your role there? How did the Vikings finish up?
Hockey, we finished off with a pretty crazy ending to the season. Um, we got a good amount of wins in during the season.
Mhm.
I think just below 500, and we
Yeah.
went in pretty low seed. We were, I think, like in between 20, 25, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And we were going up against the defending state champions, Winthrop.
Winthrop. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was a pretty crazy game. It was really electric. Tons of fans went out. Uh, it was neck and neck the entire game. They'd score a goal, we'd score a goal. It was just back and forth, back and
Yeah.
forth. They were expecting a steamroll because we were like 25th seed, and we just kept bringing it back to them, and it went into overtime.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we couldn't put it away, but we were right there with them and almost got the win against the defending state champs.
And that was in their rink.
In their rank, yeah, their fans were not very happy it was going overtime.
They're like, let's finish these guys off. Who's Rockport? But honestly, you guys came out and crushed it there. And Winthrop goes on to like the Elite Eight, I want to say, or even
Yeah, they made a far
semifinals
run.
actually. Semifinals, yeah. They lost to St. Bernard's, who eventually lost to Littleton. So, man, you got front and center from the best of the best. The high quality hockey. What was it like being on the ice with them? What did you learn?
Well, I like to keep the same. This goes back to tennis too. I like to keep the same mentality. It doesn't matter who you're playing or where you're playing. Like if it could have been in our rank, their rank, we could have been playing the Boston Bruins. You just gotta play your own style
Right.
and just all your game always. Or else if you think, oh, they're better than me, I need to start doing this and that, you're gonna fall apart. So you just need to do what you usually do and
Yeah.
go out there and do what needs to get done.
Yeah. Is there a lot of trash talking in hockey that the fans don't hear?
I'd say hockey is, yeah, probably way up there on the list. I try not to take part in it, but yeah, definitely skating by the bench. Somebody will definitely say something.
Oh, so like the typical scenario is Winthrop or whoever player skates by the bench, like blah 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 blah. A little bit of chatter on as he's skating by you.
Yeah, or the bench yelling back at him.
Oh, the
So yeah,
bench while they're
it
right
goes
there,
both
maybe
ways.
digging, yeah,
Yeah,
digging for a puck, like you stink or whatever, whatever. Like get out of there,
yeah,
Um, how are the Winthrop kids? State champs. They must have had a little cockiness to them. No.
yeah. They definitely came out. They came out pretty like high on their horse, but I think by the end of it, they were kind of they
Yeah.
got brought back down to earth, and they're like, okay, we see we almost lost to Rockport. Let's chill out.
Yeah. 4 wins and 16 losses, but you still get in because you guys have a tough schedule.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, being Rockport and being such a small school, like, I mean, we're combined with Manchester, Essex, Hamilton, Wenham, and Ipswich. So, like,
wow.
we have
That's
to
the
go
whole
against.
Baker division, pretty much almost.
Yes, yeah, we got like the entire Essex County on
Yeah.
our team.
Yeah. Out of those 4 wins, what was the biggest you'd say?
Let me think. Let's see, who do we play? I always have a tough time remembering
Yeah.
the hockey wins.
because it's
Um,
tennis season now, right? You're like
yeah, and it's kind of
Pennsylvania.
season moved on.
What can
Do
I
you know
do
what
for you?
the four wins are? Are they listed?
Yeah, I said you were 4-16, and actually, I'm going to look it up right now on masshighschoolhockey.com, masshshockey.com, and you started the season with a win over Fenwick.
Oh, that was definitely the best one. Yeah, now I'm remembering that. That was
Okay.
just it was such a great way to start off the season because I could be wrong, but I think Fenwick's a D1 school, and it was just such a great way to kick
They
it
are
off
decent.
because we were coming off last season. Last few games we were struggling and like couldn't put the puck in the net, didn't have many shots on net, and then we came out and we just started
Yeah.
shooting on the goalie. They were going in, so it just really set the tone for the whole season.
Dude, you probably qualified for the tournament with that win.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
right,
it really helped us out. I'm sure
right?
it did.
Right off the bat, you're beating a Division 1 team, 2-1, and then you roll after that. 4 days later, you beat Northeast Tech 5-2.
Yeah, those two games, like it was just totally, it was a totally different atmosphere than last year.
Yeah,
It just really helped the team out.
yeah. And then you go on a losing streak, but then you break it against Northeast Tech. You double them up 6-3.
Yep.
Um, what was how do you keep that sort of positive attitude when all the losses keep piling up? Clearly, you guys found a way to rebound out of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough when you're on a losing streak like that. And I mean, us guys, we get up at 5 in the morning, sometimes
Rice time,
4:30,
yeah.
drive all the way to the rink in the morning. And I mean, just in that being in that atmosphere, like sure you're kind of in a little bit of a slump, but being around your guys in the morning, like all grinding out, you build up such like chemistry and such a good atmosphere that you eventually get out of it like that
Yeah.
with our win again.
Yeah. And then your final win was against Triton, but I'm not going to give you too much credit there because they were 0-20 this year. I looked at their record real quick, but then you were competitive with really good teams like Amesbury. You were competitive with. I felt North Reading only beat you by a couple. Pentucket 2-0. So you really, what I'm seeing here is like the February stretch was really strong for you guys in terms of you were competitive. I mean, 4-2 to Lowell, 4-2 to Haverhill. Again, more Division 1 schools, I think.
Yeah.
Huge schools. Pentucket was 7-12. So you had. It's not surprising now that you went into Winthrop and you gave them a hell of a run.
Yeah, and I think that game against North Reading too was definitely one of the highlights of the season. We have a big rivalry with them, and that game we were neck pretty close to being able to take home the W, and
Yeah,
we were just battling out. You could tell we really wanted that game, and I think that also carried us right into the playoffs, which led to that good game against Winthrop.
yeah. And what was your role on the team, Tim?
My role,
Yeah, like
uh,
position.
well, I played last year. I played more wing. This year, I started playing center. I hadn't played center since Cape Ann youth hockey, but I picked it back up. So face-off percentages weren't the best, but I won the ones that we needed to win. I was captain, and I was more of an enforcer. Like I think throughout all three sports, I'm not the most technical, or like my stick handling isn't the best. I don't have the best shot in the world, but I'm gonna battle for that puck and I'm gonna win it in the corner.
Yeah. Were you an offensive player in soccer as well?
In soccer, I actually no, complete opposite. I used to play a center defensive mid, which just in between defense and midfield. But then this year I converted to a fullback, so I was center fullback, and yeah, completely defense.
Yeah. Um, how did Rockport fare in the fall for soccer? How did you guys end up finishing? 9-4-5, it looks like, for the regular
Yeah,
season.
that was
Good
definitely the
seed.
highlight season. Yeah,
Yeah.
making it to I think we made it to the Elite Eight.
Elite Eight, yeah. Brighton
Yeah,
was the team that you got
yeah,
3-2. Wow, you went down fighting. Like, man, so soccer and hockey, you guys like crushed it in terms of like going down fighting, going down, making your case that you belong.
yeah,
That was awesome.
yeah. And that game was so close.
Yeah.
It was a stormy afternoon. There was a haze over the field. It was all foggy. It was a turf field, so it was of course super slippery.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the other team was able to get a penalty shot, and they scored off of that, which is always annoying. But we
Yeah.
can't. I think they scored first. We came back. They scored again. We came back, and then they put one away with like 10, 15 minutes left, and we were trying, but we couldn't get the last one in.
Yeah, yeah, 3-2. Man, that what a game, and then they go
Yeah,
on. They lose to Boston International in the semifinals, and then Boston International wins it all. Um,
yeah,
that Brighton team now, I know some of those inner city Boston teams, they're like a healthy mix of like, you know, uh, players from other countries. Did that feel like it was the case with Brighton? Because I know Boston International certainly is like that, and that's a huge
yeah,
advantage.
definitely.
We know how soccer is such a global sport. So you feel like these incoming kids and from other countries is to their benefit.
Yeah, it was definitely a big group. And yeah, of course, like they were very technical players and they could dribble
Yeah.
right around you. But I thought we stood pretty strong up against them, and I think
Yeah.
they were a little surprised, like, oh, this tiny little sea coastal town, Rockport, Massachusetts, they're putting up a fight up against us.
Yeah. Were you captain in soccer as well, or
Yes, I was also captain in soccer and captain of tennis team 2 years.
three sport captain? Someone finds leadership abilities in Timothy Patrick. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Yes, so
Uh, and any of those captains that you were captains with, like multiple seasons, like, oh, I'm a captain with him in hockey and soccer or anything like that?
no, there's not many overlaps
Okay.
in the sport. Well, if you think about it, I kind of play three very different sports:
Yeah, it's
hockey,
true.
soccer, and tennis. So, yeah, I don't think there was any overlap in anybody on the soccer team or the hockey team,
Okay.
and there are a good amount of people on the soccer and tennis team,
Yeah.
but most of them juniors.
Were the fellow captains in hockey from other schools?
Yeah, so we had one captain from each school, and then we had a few alternate captains.
Oh, okay. What's that like? Does it even matter? Is it hard to adjust to, striking relationships with kids from other schools?
It's definitely more difficult than like the soccer team. The soccer team, you'd walk down the hall, you'd see your teammates say, "Oh, you ready for the game?" And then turns the hockey season. Rockport, it was just me and Ben Sperry, the only two Rockport kids on the varsity team. So
Okay.
it's it's a lot. It's
Oh,
a lot more difficult to build those connections.
yeah,
And
two of
yeah,
you, two of you. Wow. So Rockport itself, the name on the jersey was the lowest represented school. I'd imagine.
yeah, it kind of flip flops every single year. Like this year, let's see, it was pretty heavy on Manchester, Essex, and Hamilton, Wenham.
Yeah.
But yeah, it will switch back in a few years. It'll be Rockport, then it'll be Ipswich. So
Yeah, gotcha. So did it have like a miracle movie vibe where you're all tense in the beginning, then you bond over flag football in the snow, and then all of a sudden you love each other. You're like family.
yeah, it's definitely a little bit kind of a little weird in the beginning. It's like, wait, what's your name? Oh yeah, okay, I remember you from last season. And then you start getting into like your pregame routine and stuff. One thing that really helped us this year, like bond together, is we just play we juggle a soccer ball before each game. It
Uh,
really just set the kind of vibe for the game and bring the
yeah.
team together before we play.
I'll tell you what, now that I'm thinking through, it's almost like an advantage to be from different schools. There's no past. There's nothing, that happened in the school in the old days in middle school. There's nothing, no grudge. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of, I can see that possibly being an advantage, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely a fresh start, new teammates, new
Yeah.
chemistry you can build. Yeah,
All
definitely.
right. Well, we've covered a lot of ground athletics. Let's go to academics. You're going to a very prestigious technical school. How did that happen? What was the passion to, move towards a school like that? How did that all begin?
Well, I've always had sort of an engineering mindset. I've been a very, I love STEM classes. Your physics, chemistry, yeah, and then of course all your maths. But 2 years ago, my sophomore year, I took an engineering class and I really loved it. It was principles of no, that was this year. I forget what it was called. It was a great class.
Yeah.
A lot of designing and 3D printing. It was great. And then this year I took the follow up course, which was Principles of Engineering, which was more robotics based, and loved it again. And I knew that I wanted to do something in engineering. And I was just looking at kind of the different what types of engineers are there, and electrical stuck out to me. And I'm going to be going to WPI for electrical engineering, and also either minoring or gonna double major in robotics because that course that I took this year kind of convinced me.
Yeah. Wow. And where could that go? Like we're sitting here 5 years from now. Like what kind of role, career do you have ultimately? I mean, I know it go a lot of different directions. Is there like a vision like I want to specifically do this?
Well, yeah, as you said, like engineer, it's kind of all over the place, but I do just love I do love the design process of robots and building something that like that can be complex or very simple that has a certain purpose and that will work perfectly. So I would love to be just designing a robot, whether that be for a like a chip manufacturing company, like
Yeah.
Applied Materials here we have in Gloucester,
Yeah.
something like that. I definitely see myself doing something like that.
Wow, amazing. And that's something is that the infiltration of AI, is that affecting that career path at all? Must be.
I'm sure it is in some areas, but I think it's also it's definitely expanding on it. You give robots and AI, put them together, you got a bunch of other crazy stuff going on.
Yeah.
So it's definitely opening up some paths.
Yeah, it's made everyone expand their skill set, let's say. I'm like a coder now. I can do coding. Because I say, hey, code this. So now I'm a coder. Not really, but that's awesome. So is there any like, family that inspire you to go down this path, or is like Timothy carving his own path here?
Uh, I've definitely paved my own path, but then I have had like my childhood was building with Legos, being outdoors, sort of experiencing a lot of different things. So I think that definitely my parents had some influence on definitely having a creative mindset for those types of things.
Yeah. And then school-wise, academically, you're three-sport athletes, so hard to kind of find free time. But any like formal activities you were involved in school, like a club or academic club, anything like that?
Yes, so let's see. Before tennis, which was my junior year, my freshman and sophomore year, I played on the Ultimate Frisbee Club. It
Nice.
was really fun, great group of guys. My hockey coach at the time had been the leader of that club. This year, I am the vice president of our class
Okay.
and also in student advisory committee, which is kind of the student voice for the Rockport High School, and we
Yeah.
sit in on some the not the town meetings, but
Yeah.
uh, the school committee meetings, and we get to know like we say, well, the students are doing this. We got AP exams this week. Our boys soccer just went to the Elite Eight, stuff
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that.
Give them an update. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim, you said the band. What do you play? Is it piano? I heard.
Yeah, I play piano for the band and the jazz band. I started off last year too. Actually, I previously played piano just sort of as just for fun by myself. I was My piano instructor was my grandmother, and she taught me well. And then I decided to join the jazz band because they needed a pianist, and yeah, I really loved it. And I got a chance to play with my sister, who plays the trumpet, who's now a sophomore. And yeah, definitely no regrets there.
Wow, musically inclined family there. So the grandma. Wow, that's amazing. So she was. How do you learn that? That sounds so difficult to just get that down. Was there a moment you're like, I think I got this now?
Yeah, definitely at the beginning of this year, we were playing just some jazz standards, and I was like, okay, all these chords starting to make sense now. I kind of get it. And yeah, this year I really worked on like my improvisation, and I just sort of feel the music, and yeah, it's going pretty great so far.
But all right. Well, wait. Oh, geez, you just said something that I was going to ask a follow-up question on because it sounded very interesting. Internship. I know. I remembered. What are you doing?
So for my internship, I'm taking three APs right now. So I still have to be in school. You have to be in school for all your APs, and sometimes I have to be in school for band. So I have very limited schedule. The schedule switches every single day. So
Yeah.
I had the opportunity to do like a self project, and I chose to do a research, sort of a research paper project where I am picking up trash and litter all over the town of Rockport,
Huh.
graphing it, and getting a bunch of data from the map. And I'm gonna
Ah.
propose for the city either new trash cans or new littering signs.
Oh, that's smart. So
New
you're
no littering
collecting,
signs.
yeah, you're collecting data so that the town can make data-driven decisions on garbage.
Yep.
Like oh, the south end has more trash than the north, or like stuff like that. Like this is where we need more presence of trash cans. This is like,
Yeah.
give me one data point, or have you not sort of analyzed yet? You're just collecting stage.
Well, right now I'm in the process of marking out all the trash cans. I have started collecting some, and I've been taking note of all of it. If we really don't have any no littering signs at all, which is I'm learning some new data,
There you
but
go. Yeah.
yeah, I'm still in the process of collecting. But definitely, obviously downtown, there's going to be more trash than in the woods. But
Yeah.
in the woods, you'll definitely see a good amount of trash, and the nearest trash can is like a mile away. So
Ah, see.
I'm getting some good data.
Yeah, so you're not motivating these litterers to actually throw things away because you don't
Yeah.
have a place for them to throw it away.
Yep.
Wow. So when all said and done, would your assessment be Rockport is a dirty town or a clean one?
Well, so far I'd say we're pretty clean compared to some other surrounding towns and cities.
Yeah.
I think we have to be because we're a touristy town, so we need to be in tip-top shape for the summer and everything. So
Yeah.
I think the town does a pretty good job of cleaning up.
I lived in Rockport like for a few months or so, and I know my favorite thing was to go to the town dump, throw your trash in. You can throw it in like you can just throw it in. You don't like the Rockport, you don't leave them on the sidewalk.
Yeah, yeah. You just you go to the dump, throw them in the compactor,
You gotta
and then
drive.
there you go.
You gotta
Yeah, don't
drive.
have to worry about missing trash day.
Yeah, so actually, if you're gonna throw away trash, you have to have a car in Rockport to throw away trash, right? What are you gonna take a lift to get throwing?
Yeah. I'm sure there's some people around who have pickup trucks, so I'll be like, hey, I'll take your trash for $5 down to the
Oh,
dump.
like do a little service for the elderly or something.
Yeah,
Yeah. There's got to be some, maybe the town does it for the elderly or something. Yeah.
maybe something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, this has been awesome. Last question, summer wise, like how do you keep busy? Do you have a way to put money in your pocket or you just ask family to give you money?
Yeah, this summer I'm going to be working. My mom works over at Tim Hopkins Catering in Essex, uh, and I've worked there over the past few summers as out on the events, catering, giving people food.
Yeah.
But this year I'm going to be working as truck packer, packing the trucks, sending them off to all the events, working at the kitchen. So yeah, I should be able to make a good amount of money, pay off my tuition.
Wow.
Yeah, work, hanging out with friends, going to the quarries. That's pretty much my summer.
Yeah. Typical you live in Rockport, correct?
Yes.
I know it's like sometimes sounds like a dumb question, but sometimes your school choice in.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
yeah, but all right. Well, that's awesome. Timothy Patrick, keeping busy all year round. You don't sound like you don't stop for a minute.
Never stop.
WPI, big things ahead there. Amazing. Are you going to try any athletics there?
I'm gonna try out for the club team this
Which one?
year, and
Hockey or soccer?
hopefully make my way up to varsity. We'll see where it goes.
Hockey or soccer? Which one?
Soccer.
Okay, okay. So you lean into it soccer. That's great. Um, Hell, just try out for tennis. See what happens. No, that's like he's like that's Dom. That's my third sport. I'm good. I'm gonna retire after this spring with the Vikings. All right, man. Cape Ann Savings Bank Student Athlete of the Week. That's big time stuff. Appreciate your time. Good luck the rest of the tennis season. Good luck at WPI, and good luck making some dough. And with the trash of Rockport, let's inform the town of where they need to improve their sanitation.
Let's do
Uh,
it.
it's a good effort. Thanks for coming on the North Shore Sports Desk with me.
Thank you very much.